green. Then also, if the volume is low, you can adjust your volume through the speaker icon at the top. And finally, if you have any trouble connecting or lose connection today, you can email us at climatecampaign@globe.gov. Again, welcome to the Globe Student Climate Research Campaign Quarterly Update. I want to thank all of you for attending. My name is Julie Malmberg, and I am on the Globe Program Office Science and Education team. So, overview of today's webinar. We have information about the participants in the SCRC. Then we have some of our intensive observing period summaries. We have recent SCRC activities and also upcoming dates. So let's go ahead and get started with participants in the SCRC. This is the same graph that I've shown all of you previously. We have it updated with our new stats. Some important things to notice here are that Africa had 3 more countries join in since the last webinar about the SCRC updates, which puts them at 50%, and now all of our regions are at 50% or above participation as far as countries go. We have a total of 86 countries participating in the SCRC and more than 900 schools. So they're pretty great statistics for us here. We're excited that everybody's getting involved in the SCRC. And participation is calculated in 7 different ways. First one is entering data for intensive observing period. These include our Great Global Investigation on Climate, our Climate and Land Cover campaign, our Phenology and Climate campaign, and also our Surface Temperature Field campaign. You can also be counted as participating by attending an SCRC focused webinar like you are today, by becoming a member of the SCRC community on globe.gov, and that one we have listed in the Globe web links below. You can see the Student Climate Research Campaign, which will take you to the community where you can join. You can also be counted as participating by reading the Globe Scientist blog, by completing the Climate Foundation's learning activity, by developing and carrying out a research project, and also participating in a competition or conference. The completing the Climate Foundation's learning activity and also developing and carrying out a research project, we know those by having you complete our SCRC participation survey, which is also provided in the Globe web links below. So if you have done those, we're very interested to know about that. We'd love to have you fill out that survey. Next part of our webinar is talking about the IOP summaries. So we have some IOP information from each of our current IOPs to share with you. So first is our Great Global Investigation of Climate. The last time this occurred was in March 2013. It will be happening next in June. And an interesting that happened this month is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Oceanic Atmospheric Administration is reversed on there, which also is NOAA, released their March 2013 Global Temperature Update. And Globe schools captured the extremes. So I can show you that here. Here is an image showing what NOAA put out. And what this map shows you is above and below normal. Any areas that are red are reporting temperatures in March that were above normal. The darker or more intense the red, the higher above normal. And the blue colors show below average. And again, the more intense the blue, the more below average. So we have a graph here to show you. This is a graph showing 3 Globe schools, and their observations are reported in green. Then the reported normals are in yellow. So the first one is Ruth Cherry Intermediate School in Texas in the United States. And you can see the green bar is below the yellow bar, so representing below average temperature for that area. And then you can see here on the map, I put a star where that school is in Texas, there in a blue area. So it's nice to see that one area is captured by Globe school. The next school is in New Zealand, and they actually recorded quite a bit higher than normal temperatures. You can see the green bar is quite a bit higher than the yellow bar. And again, nicely correlates with this map. You can see in the red area is that school in New Zealand. And then the last school is in Finland, where you can see they reported quite a bit lower than the normal temperature for their school. And again, on the map, you can see their school is in the blue area. So again, it's really cool to see when globe schools correlate nicely or show these extremes that happen in other weather events. Our next IOP is the Climate and Land Cover IOP. We have had 64 pictures submitted for this IOP, which is pretty exciting. And I wanted to highlight a school here from Croatia. They have submitted land cover photos for most of the IOPs, not all of them. And I wanted to point out two here. These are from January 2012 and 2013. And I picked out the east-facing pictures and the south-facing pictures. These are just 1 year apart, but you can see quite a few interesting things in these pictures. First off, you can see in the east-facing picture how much their shrubbery has grown in just a year. So you can see, again, the land cover changes in just a year. And also, we had snow falling in that area in January 2013. So if these students continue to take pictures over the next few years, they will see quite a few changes in land cover as they progress. And wanted to remind you of land cover photos also, if you put the cardinal direction in the picture, it makes it easier to understand, but again, we appreciate all the photos. Then we have our Phenology and Climate IOP. For this, we've had 47 schools participating so far, which is fantastic. We're excited to get those that Green Up data from Northern Hemisphere right now. And we wanted to remind everybody about our Green Up cards. You can see the Phenology and Climate IOP webpage via the Student Climate Research Campaign webpage. And to do this, you can take a picture of or sketch your plant, identify important information, for example, the type of plant, your location, and your site, complete the Green Up card form, and then upload it to globe.gov. Then you can actually look at other class Green Up cards as well. So again, this is a fun opportunity to participate with Globe and also share up your Green Up information and then see how other schools' Green Up information looks. Then I wanted to show some data we have from the Phenology and Climate IOPs. This first one is showing green down data from the fall and winter. This one shows 32 schools in the Northern Hemisphere participated in green down measurements. And this graph here shows recorded leaf fall date by latitude. On the x-axis, we have date, goes from July 30th to January 6th. On the y-axis is latitude, so it's in degrees north. The higher up on the axis, the closer to the North Pole. The lower on the axis, the closer we are to the equator. And you can see here that the earlier the year, the higher the latitude had an earlier leaf fall date. So it's, again, great to see this kind of thing happen. We had a regression line show up in this. And the data is only shown for tree sites. But you can see that change in latitude leads to changes in leaf fall date. The next one is Green Up. We had 20 schools participate in Green Up measurements. Many reported dormant conditions in the Northern Hemisphere. And we had a school I want to highlight here from the Philippines at 14 degrees north latitude that reported on grass and tree green up. This graph is showing leaf length by date. And again, the x-axis is showing date going from September to October, and the y-axis shows the leaf length in millimeters. So as it should, the leaves get longer as the season progresses. Again, it's always nice when Globe data shows what's supposed to happen. This is a great example of showing Globe data that's supposed to happen here. I also wanted to show you some information about two schools actually in Alaska. Another scientist and I had the opportunity to go to Alaska recently. We went to Palmer High School in Palmer, Alaska, and also Matsu Career and Technical High School in Wasilla, Alaska. While we were there, the students did protocols from Phenology and Climate, and I wanted to show you a few of these pictures here. The student on the left is looking at buds on his tree and also collecting buds to measure the mass of the buds and the moisture content in the buds. Then the students in the center picture are looking at the terminal buds on their tree. And the picture on the right was just a really gorgeous picture of the student football field, and it was just breathtaking how beautiful it was. But while we were there in Alaska, we realized some of the problems the students have collecting phenology and climate data. We noticed that a lot of the terminal buds on the trees were actually gone. And after asking some questions, we found out that moose travel through this area and eat their buds. So this is a problem for the students that they'll identify buds on their trees and then they get eaten. Another problem we noticed were actually some trees had been blown over. One tree right next to their site was actually blown over by a wind event because they get very extreme winds in this area, and it takes down trees. Then the third thing they had an issue with is that their school calendar, they are getting out of school soon, but don't have bud burst yet. We talked to a teacher for a while there about this happening, and they're having a really late bud burst this year, and he's not sure if they're going to actually get to experience bud burst with his students. So we talked about this and came up with some suggestions on what to do about each of these situations. For the animals eating the buds, or if the buds being gone from your tree, you should try and pick a branch close to your original branch and then record it also. Of course, we can't control whether or not your bud will stay there, but just make sure to make a note of that in your data entry and also to pick a new branch. For a wind event taking out branches or an entire tree, you can pick a new tree or new branches. If you pick a new tree, make sure you identify that in your site data, and also be sure to, for branches, start measuring the new branches. And then for the school calendar, not a whole lot we can do about that one, but there were students in Alaska who were interested in going over the summer and checking on their trees. And yes, Dave, it was beautiful. The view was absolutely breathtaking while in Alaska. Okay, so next up are recent SCRC activities. First, we had our Earth Day video competition. There were 86 student videos submitted, and I highly encourage you to watch them. They are available on our Globe Facebook page, which is available, the link to that is in a related web link below. And the overall winner was from Kingsburg High School in Kingsburg, California. The teacher is Peggy Fletta, who's been a long-time Globe teacher. And we had submissions from all 6 regions of Globe, so it's great to see videos from all over the world. And the prizes for this competition were equipment. Equipment's been ordered for these winning schools and it's going to be shipped out pretty soon. But again, if you have not yet seen these videos, please watch them. The students put a lot of time into them and they really did a fantastic job. Our next event is the Globe Virtual Student Conference. This is now open. We currently have 51 student projects that have been submitted. They are open for comments and questions. I'll show you how to ask a question or make a comment in the next slide. Prizes for these are equipment, and students are being, the projects are being judged by scientists from the Globe International Scientist Network. They are currently judging. If your students have submitted a project, make sure they check back to answer any questions that the scientists have asked them. And also, other schools are asking questions as well, so it's been great to see the students ask each other questions about their projects. Winners will be announced on August 10th, and again, those prizes are equipment. So I'm going to go through here and show you how to access the virtual student conference. There's a link provided below in the Globe web links, or you can go through the Student Climate Research Campaign community site, or you can click on events, and there's a drop-down menu that will say Virtual Student Conference. Once you are here, you can see on the left, underneath the header for Globe Virtual Student Conference, the different thematic areas. So if we click on Atmosphere, you'll get something like this that will show up. At the top is a list of all the student projects within the Atmosphere area. They are numbered and all hyperlinked to actually click on that project. So this first one here is project number 1, and it's Did the Fire Aggravate the Flood? In this area, you can see the student names, the school, location, the teacher, and below you can see the video. You can watch their student video to see what they want to present. And if you click on this link right here, it says click here for project report and to add comments or questions, you'll be taken to a page like this. This is on our student zone, the student projects. So on this page, again, it lists the organization, the authors, the grade level, the project type, the teacher, and also an abstract or summary of the project. And if you click on View Documents, you'll be able to download their PDF to see the student report. On the same page, if you scroll down, you'll see comments and questions. So we have here on this page, we have a question from another teacher or another school, and then also an answer to the school. And if you want to add your own comments or questions, you can click on this Add Comment link, which will pop a box like this, where you can add your own comments or questions in and then post your comments or questions. The students so far seem really excited about answering the questions, so it'll be a great opportunity to see the students in action here. Okay, the next part, upcoming dates. We have a few upcoming things for the SCRC. First are our IOPs. We are currently in the month of May, and we have our Phenology and Climate IOP happening right now. It's a great time to go out and check your trees for bud burst or green up, and in the Northern Hemisphere, and the Southern Hemisphere, check for green down. Then in June, we have our Great Global Investigation of Climate, and also, again, our Phenology and Climate IOP. And we hope to see even more schools and countries participating in the next few months. Then we have upcoming webinars. Currently, today, obviously, is our quarterly update. But on June 4th, we have our next Globe Data in Action webinar. This one will be examples from Near East and North Africa region. Nora from Saudi Arabia will be presenting about what's happening in MENA. Then on June 25th, we have a Globe Data in Action Examples from North America webinar, and I believe that Paul Hamilton from Canada will be presenting for that one. And these will all be at the same time, 17 UTC, and we'll provide links for the time zones in those as well. So we have an exciting opportunity for people in the United States. I believe it's only United States. Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong. There is going to be a Globe and Next Generation Science Standards Alignment Workshop. This is dependent on the funding announcement, but will be held in Cedar Falls, Iowa from June 10th through the 12th, 2013. It's a 2.5-day workshop in order to help evaluate and align Globe protocols, activities, elementary Globe to the Next Generation Science Standards and to develop a draft alignment document. This is open to anybody can apply to it, and the link is below in related web links. It's called Globe and NGSS Workshop. And it's open to Globe community members and people who have knowledge with the framework for Next Generation Science Standards. And again, how to apply for that is to click on the link below. And selected participants will receive a travel and participation stipend and will be housed in Iowa for duration of this conference or this workshop. And if you have any questions about that, if Kristen's put her email address in the chat window, it's also on the slide. You can contact Kristen or Marcy CV. It should be a really fun time at the conference. Then there's some other upcoming dates. I've mentioned quite a few of these already. I'm going to go over them one more time. First, up until May 31st, we are accepting submissions for the Student Research Exhibition. Partners should submit their student projects for that. If you need more information about that, please email science@globe.gov. Then from May 6th to 31st, we have our Globe Virtual Student Conference. Then again, from June 10th through the 12th is the Globe and NGSS Alignment Workshop. August 10th is the Virtual Student Conference winners announced. And then August 12th to the 16th is our Globe Annual Meeting. There has been information sent out about that. It's going to be held in Maryland. And at this meeting, we'll also have our Student Research Exhibition. Oh, and Kristen's also mentioned that David Lowski's been very active in planning the NGSS workshop as well. So thank you, Dave. And I wanted to tell you all, thank you so much for attending. Our next webinar is June 4th, same time, Globe Data in Action, Examples from the Near East North Africa region. Our presenter is Nora Al-Nasir, and if you have any questions or comments, please let us know here, or you can also post on the SCRC discussion forum when this webinar is archived and posted there. The link for that is in the related web links, SCRC discussion forum. So again, thank you all for attending. It's nice seeing all of you, and we'll stick around for any. Thanks, Diane. It's great to see you here. Thanks, Marta. Thank you, Natalie.